Oh, my name is Jason Harms, and welcome to the Think Tank. This is just where I come to do some things, whatever I feel like doing. Just trying to put some pieces of art together, throw in some combinations. This is just the way I was feeling one day, so it kind of struck me like something that I wanted to do. See a bunch of objects, and in my head, just decided to project them out. But I'm going to be doing a little bit of work on this that you watch. Might be talking a little, coming up with stories, or what I think might be a funny story every now and again. And we're just going to work. That's all. Got some tools here. Lay down on it. So this story I was thinking of was this man goes to a company gathering, and he decides to bring one of his famous Chinese dishes, what he feels is a famous Chinese dish. And he brings it in, and one of the higher ups, I mean, he worked for, this is a big, huge company like IBM, or we'll just make up a big company name. So this guy gets invited to a party, and they're like, yo, bring a dish, He's like, oh, really? For such high ups? Yeah, I want to see what kind of, food talent we're working with. And he decides to bring some Chinese food. And he brings this dish. I don't know, we'll come up with a name for it later, I guess. And he's very passionate about his Chinese food, he says. Very passionate about it. Don't ask me to bring it, but if you ask me to bring something, I'm going to bring this. Nobody could understand why, so he decided to bring his famous Chinese dish, and it was supposed to be prize-winning. So he brings it, and one of the higher-ups are there from the company. He tastes it. He says, "This is the best thing I've ever eaten in my life. The best." He goes, "Thanks, it's just a little something that I throw together every now and again." He goes, so then the guy, the higher up, says, "Well, can you come over to my house and make this for me?" And the guy told him straight up, he goes, "It's just, it's not something that I let people request. I just bring it when I want to bring it because I'm very passionate about it." And he goes, "How passionate?" He goes, "Well," it's just something that I really believe deeply. I feel so deeply about it that, I don't want to do it for anybody else." So the exec goes, "I'll give you $15,000 for coming over to my house one day a month and making your best Chinese dish." The guy couldn't turn the money down. But he also didn't want to give up his dream, and this is all about following your dreams. He's following his dream by making this food whenever he wants to. Well, the guy he basically pigeonholed him into doing it. He promised to give him a certain amount of money to do this. So the guy shows up, and he goes, "Okay," he goes, "since you're going to pay me that much, I'll let you come to my house and I'll cook, and you just, we get there, you tell me what you want, and we'll be good to go." Okay. And the guy who's making the food said, "I just want you to know that I'm very, very passionate when I cook my food." The exec goes, I get it. Once a month, 15,000, I get it." Okay. So he let him come over. Well, this guy was so passionate about it, he made him sit on the floor, and he followed all the steps, and he walked in, and the guy would not speak English at all. He made him order in Japanese, and they didn't know how to order, so they didn't get to eat. This is just some regular standard plaster. Just taking it down here and smoothing it out a little bit, getting rid of all these blemishes. So I don't know, that's one idea. It's something. I remember putting this long curve in right here. This was my New York Yankees curve right here. The Yankees were playing this day. The day that I put this one right here on. I remember, what game was it we were watching? I think it was the Blue Jays. I did most of this when we were doing that, but that one there stands out the most for me. right there. Just laying it in. You know, take it and sand it out later after she dries. I'll give it like a day or two. Come down and mess with it every now and again. Get going, you know. Slopping it in for now. And come back and sand it up later. Nice and smooth. So. But yeah, what other story do I have? I had a couple more that I wanted to give up, just to talk about, sort of. I mean, you know, I got tons of them. Sitting around doing nothing, thinking of stories all day. In and out of work, and all that other good stuff. So, I don't know if anybody sees what I'm making here. I'm gonna give you any pointers, tips. Like I said, these are just beginning stages, kind of working the plaster around a little bit. Gotta sand it up, end up painting it, and all that other good stuff. So, I want to be this character. I want to name him Monahan, and I want to try putting him on stage. I think he'd be funny. I think there's some funny stuff to say. I'll make him like a school teacher or something. Yeah, this is all going to stand out very nicely, very nicely. There was a guy who was swimming with his family or friends or somebody, and he was swimming, and he said he was going to pretend to drown. He was going to pretend to drown. Hey, I'm not really going to drown. I'm going to pretend. Now, unless you're in 2 feet of water and you're not a midget or a dwarf, I don't suggest you do that at all. Because how will they know if you're really drowning? That doesn't make any sense. I could see if he said, hey, I'm going to pretend to die, then that would be interesting, you know? I would like to see him pull that off. But pretending to drown and really drowning, the man ended up dying. He drowned. He died. He really drowned. Went too far. How do you know when it's too far? My next question is, how do we know that they didn't push this man in and he just drowned? That many people could have got together, say, hey, let's go. We don't like Hector or whoever, and we're going to take him out and drown him. And then when the authorities come, or we have to call him, we're going to say, well, he drowned on his own. He pretended he was drowning. It's the easy way to kill somebody. You'll get that many people together who hate somebody with a passion, and maybe whose grandmother said a gypsy curse on him one day, he's going to die, or something. Maybe he screwed somebody over, and the whole family hated him. I don't know. You don't know these days. You just don't know. So, you just don't know. So this man drowned. He died. He died from drowning. I don't understand how that happens. I guess when you have 10 people who see it, and you're supposed to guess that think I don't know, I can't explain other people's behavior, but I wouldn't pretend to drown. I wouldn't pretend to drown. That's all I know. So, but got this idea right here from somebody else's wall. They had a wall and they just turned a light on it, and it looked like all these things were coming out of the wall. Really awesome. So that's where I got this idea. But the next one I want to make is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be, well, quite a bit different, because I'm not seeing it in the same light. This is going to need a lot of sanding.